Maverick 100.9, Aggie Land's country alternative. I actually have my friend Drew Fish in person.
Yeah.
I even got a hug and stuff.
Yeah, it's been too long since I've been here.
It's been a
always
really
good to see
long
you.
time.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, we were talking about when we walked in the door. Matt Castillo's here with me, and Matt was like, "Man, I've never been in the studio here before." And I was like, "Man, I haven't been in the studio in like 3 years. It's been a while since I've been in here."
It's been a long time.
I've gotten to see you since then, though. That's good.
Absolutely.
Always partying it up in Arlington and College Station and wherever else we end up.
We run into each other a lot. We call each other a lot, and I'm always so thankful for that. But yeah, it is kind of weird that we don't think about how little we actually do this, like, face to face. We don't do it that often.
And the last 2 years have kind of been crazy where haven't been that many radio interviews.
Right.
But whenever I come into College Station, I'm like, hey, I'm showing up at your house because I need is it cheesy mashed potatoes? Or no, cheesy.
The cheesy bread.
Bread, yeah.
Adam's got a new one for you.
Okay.
I've got this famous crab dip that you're going to have. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to bring that to work today. Now that you remind me. Anyways, Drew loves to talk about my home cooking, which I appreciate because I'm really not that good, and you've only seen me at my best.
Well, It was good. I enjoyed it. Maybe my standards are too low. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, of course, the reason for your visit today is new music. It's been a minute.
Brand new song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our last music that came out February of 2020. When COVID hit, and I mean, we put out radio singles since then.
Yeah.
But the last record that came out was right before the world shut down.
Yeah.
And which for an artist, that's terrible because you're like sitting there and you're like in promo mode, you're like in pushing the record, and then all of a sudden they're like, well,
you can't do that.
All your shows are canceled.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, well. But this new song is a song I wrote with David Banning and Kyle Level. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know the Instagram page Friday Beers. But
I don't.
There's an Instagram called Friday Beers, and it's kind of like a funny. They kind of like just turn different scenarios into beer-related scenarios. The scenario is not actually beer-related.
Oh.
And I don't know. I was like, they put music behind everything. I want to write a song and see if I can get them to put it on their page. So we wrote the song with David and Kyle, and right after we got done writing it, we went and had it cut by a band up in Nashville, and I showed it to my brother. My brother's like, dude, those Friday Beers guys are like really good friends with my buddy. And I was like, dude, you need to get me in contact. So we ended up sending them over, and they were like, dude, I love the song. We're on board. And so it's a partnership with the Friday Beers brand. And they actually just opened up a bar in Nashville this past weekend.
Oh,
so
wow.
I flew up to Nashville and for the grand opening of the bar. And it's, man, by the way, if you're in the Nashville area, the bar's called Almost Friday. And it's a great bar.
That's
a
so
great
funny.
bar.
I just had a coworker come in this morning to tell me about his trip to Nashville this weekend. You may have even crossed paths.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blurry weekend. So even if I met him, I don't know.
That's what Friday Beers will do to you.
It was Friday Beers and then Saturday Beers and then Sunday Beers.
Oh, no.
And now it's Monday
beers.
hungover.
Well, right now on Maverick 100.9, we are going to listen to Friday Beers. This is the latest from Drew Fish on Maverick 100.9. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can find it on any streaming and downloading platform. And today's interview continues now. Drew Fish, Friday Beers. You heard it here first on Maverick 100.9. I've got my friend Drew Fish with me.
Woo! Yeah.
We have way too much fun. My coworkers are going to think I'm nuts. Maybe that's why you haven't visited in a while. Maybe I got grounded.
I don't know. I'm happy to be back though.
I am.
I'm glad we made it happen.
Well, speaking of being back, we were kind of talking about how in 2020 you released a new record and you got a lot of singles, radio singles and stuff off of that, but it didn't quite get the push that it deserved. So do you have a whole new album coming out now? Is that what you're working
We are
towards?
working on a new record. It is not done yet, but I just realized that I may have misspoke on that last one. I did have music come out earlier this year. We also had a song called Stories Left Untold that we released Memorial Day weekend.
That's right. And we had that debut here on Maverick as well.
Yeah, so that's a song that's a song that I wrote also with David Banning and Kyle Level.
Yeah.
And we put that one out, and 100% of the revenue through the end of the year is benefiting Special Forces Charitable Trust.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so it's if you have if you served or if you or have family that served or anything, I think it's a song that it's a different take on a military song that I'm not aware of a song like it that's been done.
Yeah.
Wow, Drew, let's stumble on our words a little more. Come on.
But we know, yeah.
But yeah, so that song is basically, you have these guys who go overseas and they experience this stuff that they come back and they either can't talk about it because it's confidential, or they can't talk about it because civilians don't understand. It's not something that we can comprehend because we've never experienced anything like it. And so we kind of wrote the song from that perspective. And man, it's all the revenue is going to Special Forces Charitable Trust. I'm actually heading back up to Nashville next week because we're doing. They have like a big annual fundraiser called the Great American Shoot that is in Nashville on the 7th through the 9th, and I'm playing. I'm playing that, so that's we've done a lot of work with them. It's a great organization, and if you want to donate, I've got the links all up on my social media, and
Please go do that.
It is a great organization that helps the guys who. The reason we live in the land of the free is because these guys who serve overseas and spend their Christmases and they miss their babies being born. They sacrifice so much so that we get to not have to worry about anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always follow Drew Fish because this isn't the only charitable work that you do throughout the year either. Like you do so much, and you're kind of one of those people that's so busy we have to constantly keep up with you, whether it's music or just anything else.
And we might have another song coming out this year. I know we talked about it. We'll see what happens.
Right.
There's a chance we have another song coming out this year.
You're getting excited, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun having the music come out. And like, I know that I'm sure that Matt agrees with me on this, that like you write these songs, you get so excited for people to hear them. And then you're like, now hurry up and wait.
Right.
It's like,
you're sitting on this thing that you worked on, and it's your baby, and you love it, and you just want to show it to the world.
We wrote Friday Beers in May of 2020.
Jeez.
And I've had the recording since like September of 2020. So like we just put out a new record, and so we had to push the Wishful Drinking album before we could put anything else out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things I've been waiting so long to get released, and we're excited that it's here, and I hope everybody likes the song as much as we do. I mean, I think everybody can relate to getting off work at 5:00 on a Friday and being like, "Oh my gosh, that sound of that first beer crack," and you're like, "The weekend is here, baby." Or if you're in school at A&M or whatever, and you get out of class, maybe it's Thursday. Still,
there are no rules.
Right when that beer cracks, you're like, "Yeah." It's go time. Come on.
And now we've got your new theme song from Drew Fish. So go get it now. And, of course, keep listening to Maverick to hear it. And Drew Fish, everybody. Love you, bud.
Thank you so much for having me in.